How's it going, everyone? Blue the Robot here, and today I got some very interesting news for you regarding Deadside. Of course, before we get started, I am on the road to 4,000 subs by the end of the year. So if you want to stay up to date on anything and everything Deadside, consider subscribing and hit that like button as it helps me out and the channel. So it seems like Deadside has been on everyone's radars nowadays, and they recently put out a tweet showcasing their brand new Wikipedia page, which has all kinds of great information from loot drop spawns to weapon damages to armor protection to even some tips on how to complete missions. We even got a very small look into the lore of the game, which I have been very interested in myself. I'm sure a lot of you are as well. And starting off, I finally know the official names of the NPCs that live in the world of Deadside. So firstly, we have bandits, which are just low tier guys, which I used to and still probably will because I always just did it anyways. Called them scavs or civvies. We also have the higher tier NPCs, which are apparently ex-security forces that are still loyal to the ex-government that was once in charge of the land. So very interesting piece there. We now know that there was a once highly armed government, and who knows what happened, but something did where it just all collapsed. It makes sense with all the military bases, camps, BTRs just littering the area. But as I kept reading, I saw something very interesting, possibly something about a third NPC, which we currently do not have. We do know that camps are coming into the game, like basically abandoned survivor camps, or maybe they weren't abandoned. Maybe they were actually attacked. And the survivors, well, maybe they didn't just get up and leave. Maybe they were eaten by cannibals. Yes, you heard that right, cannibals. Now, I'm very curious as to see what these people will look like. In fact, they could already be in the game already within the bandit villages or small towns, since apparently that's where they're going to reside. But I don't think so, as I would see these cannibals a bit more feral in my opinion. At least I would hope so. Like, imagine infiltrating a village of cannibals and sneaking around with like a silenced M9 or 5.7, and then they spot you and chase you with knives and or axes. That would be so scary and so much fun. It did say though that you might face a gang of cannibals within the dense forest. So it would also be cool if they're just roaming around looking for their next meal. We also now know that the safe zones, as I used to call them, are called green zones, but that's really just a minor difference. Safe zone, green zone, same thing really. It's just also really cool to see certain tips on how to complete missions, either that being helicopter crashes, and either sniping from afar or getting up real close if you can with a shotgun. And for convoy missions, showcasing what a convoy boss looks like, either it being super kitted with skinned armor, or the sniper boss that wears a ghillie suit and usually has an SVD or VSD in Deadside, or even a full-sized Mosin Nagant, or again just Mosin in Deadside. Of course, the armored bosses though usually carry MG36s, which after the update will be a lot harder to control with full burst. Also, another great tip that I read was about breathing control and fatigue. It's actually a mechanic in the game that some people don't really know about because there's no breath bar or something like that. But depending on what your character was just doing before, either running across the entire map sprinting, which hopefully boats and vehicles will help mitigate that, or if you were sitting crouched in a bush for a few minutes, either one will affect your sway in sniper scopes, your hipfire sprays, and you can tell how fatigued your character is by how heavy he is breathing or listening to his heartbeat. It's a pretty interesting mechanic, and of course, I will leave the wiki link down below, as well as many other updates regarding Deadside, because we are not too far away from the next major update, which, by the way, I also covered in another entire video, so go check that out after. And I hope you enjoyed today's video. I will see you all in the next one. Peace.